Hey everybody, Joe Diano here, aka Twisted Gemini, and welcome to a special edition of Twisted Gemini TV. The reason why it's special is because today just happens to be the birthday of one of my favorite women wrestlers in professional wrestling, Rosemary. Now, a while back, I reached out to a lot of her fans, aka the Hive is what we call ourselves, and I asked them to give me some comments, the way they feel about her, that they'd like me to read from my cell phone off of Twitter on this video to her, basically. And I was going to post a link to social media so they could see it. Now, here are the comments. And when I'm done reading the last one, I'm going to give my own comments. Now, the first one is from rosemary 520-54096. That's her Twitter, and those are her comments, and I'm going to read them to you. And I quote, "I just wanted to say Rosemary means a lot to me in many different ways. She has also changed my life for the better. Thanks to her, I now have someone I can look up to, almost like a role model. I also love how she accepts everyone for who they are. I'm proud to be in the Hive for the sole purpose that she cares for everyone, and there is not that many people in the world like that. That's all I have to say. Thank you, Rosemary, for accepting all of us into the Hive." Okay. Once again, there's her message and there's her Twitter handle, in case you guys watching this want to follow her on Twitter. Now, by the way, I just want to say, forgive my voice. I'm a little bit under the weather. The second one is from Queen Chelsea, aka Chelsea 13. Sorry, folks, this is live. Here's her Twitter handle, and there's her message. It says, and I quote, "I'm a huge fan of her. I have been since the first day she came to TNA and been a huge supporter of her the whole way. When I read what happened to her, I was hurt because of what happened and prayed she was going to be okay. And that showed how many people out there that do love and support her just like the rest of us. I always support her." End quote. Once again, there's Chelsea's Twitter handle and her message. Oh, and also, by the way, I'm going to apologize ahead of time if I say anybody's name wrong. Okay, the second one is from Chris Mortal 73. Once again, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Here's his Twitter handle and here's his message. "I have no words for how horrible I felt learning of what happened. Please know you are loved and respected. I wish you all the best. Love, Chris." Once again, there's Chris's Twitter handle and there's his message. The next one is from Love Ellen Forever. There's his Twitter handle and there's his message. The message is, and I quote, "Rosemary saved me from depths of loneliness of no good wrestling shows. Rosemary introduced me to the shadow and made me decay and beautiful." Once again, Twitter handle and message. The final one is from devoted hiveling Chris Unidemi. Like I said, sorry if I said that wrong. Okay, and this is basically a letter. And I quote, "Dear Rosemary, I've been a fan of wrestling almost all my life. Sadly, I slowly stopped watching it a few years ago. Then I came across this amazing, macabre, cheerleader-dressed demon standing on the stage of TNA. From that moment, I knew I was watching something special unfold in front of my eyes. I'm not the most social person, no friends really, but you changed that for me. You embrace those of us that are so-called outcast. Hive Queen, thank you for accepting lost souls like myself into the Hive. You connect with us so much, it's no wonder we of the Hive will adore you forever. Just like my Twitter name says, I will always be a devoted Hiveling, and that will never change. I am not alone anymore in that, and it's all thanks to you, Demon Assassin. You are the reason I fell in love with wrestling again. Forever your devoted Hiveling, Chris. Once again, there's his Twitter handle, and there's his message to Rosemary. Now, for me, the reason why I support Rosemary is basically all those reasons that I just read there. Yes, most of them are what happened with Rosemary in Mexico with Sexy Star. But the sentiment there is the fact that we were all worried about her. We were all upset about what happened to her. And ultimately, we all love and respect her, and that's because she accepts us, all of us outcasts, those of us that grown up or even today didn't fit in, don't fit in. We don't talk the way a lot of people do. We don't dress the way people do. We don't look the way people do. And when we look at Rosemary, it's basically the same thing. She doesn't do anything the way anybody else does. She doesn't talk the way anybody else does. She does things the way she does them, and we all accept her for that, and she accepts us accepting her. When we all reached out to her and decided that we were going to support her, she chose to accept us. She chose to accept the role of role model, hero that we were basically giving to her. You know, I want to say latched onto her, but at the same time I don't. We all basically stood beside her and support her, everything that she does. If somebody, talks bad about her, tries to hurt her, we all take the social media en masse and we speak up against the person that tried to do it to her. I remember calling up Shop Impact to find out about show dates, and I started talking to the guy that I was talking to about her. And he told me that she's the most requested by fans when it comes to autograph signings and meet and greets. Now, obviously, she can't do them all due to her schedule, considering the fact that she doesn't just wrestle in Impact. She travels, she wrestles, and then she comes back to Impact. And she wrestles there and she repeats the process. And like I said, we all love and respect her because she accepted all of us. She could have said no, she could have said buzz off or whatever, but she didn't. She accepted the fact that we all look up to her, that little kids look up to her, that parents are okay with the fact that their little kids look up to her, the fact that adults look up to her, because like I said, we were all made fun of, we were all ridiculed, we were all treated like outcasts, and she accepted it. And by it, once again, I mean the role that we all gave to her, and she takes it seriously. And ultimately, we're all grateful to have her. We're all grateful that she exists. And mind you, let me just say this. It's not all about Rosemary, the character. It's all about the woman behind Rosemary, behind the paint, behind the shadow and the hive and the hivelings and the children of the hive and everything you see on television, everything you see at live events. It's all about the woman behind it all. Because the woman behind it all is the reason why we sit in front of our TVs to watch Impact or whatever. We try to save our money to go see her live, or when she's on a podcast, we find a way to listen to it. the woman behind it all is one hell of a human being. She's, like I said, a hero, a role model. She accepts it. She accepts all of us, and honestly, not a lot of people do. So that's why to us, she's special. To us, you know, the woman behind Rosemary is the reason why we buy our merchandise, like this one here. Whether it be from shopimpact.com, Pro Wrestling Tees, at live events, you know, we, like I said, we love her, we respect her, we admire her, and we're grateful for the fact that she's accepted everything that we've given to her, and we're proud of everything that she's given back to us. So, ultimately, in the end, I want to say happy birthday to the Demon Assassin, Rosemary. And I know from talking with you, Rosemary, on social media, on Twitter, that you're not big on celebrating your birthday. But on behalf of all of your hivelings, to the woman behind the paint, I want to wish you a happy birthday, and I hope you understand how much you mean to all of us that follow you and your growing following. Thank you, God bless, and once again, happy birthday.